Hello viewers, this is Mark here, and today I have for you a PE battle against NinjaMuddkipz. Now, the other night we had a number of games. He's a really great battler and he uses a lot of interesting pokes and sets. And in the first game, after a promising start, I ended up getting swept by a Psyduck. That's right, you heard me, a Psyduck. So in the second game, I regained some honour, and after Noctowl put in a really good shift, so it came down to a third battle, the decider. And what we basically agreed was, whatever happened in this final game, we'd both upload it. So with that being said, I have to pull out all the stops here, because as entertaining as it would have been to see me get swept by a Psyduck, my soul just would not be able to take that again. So, with my back against the wall, I had to find my most reliable PU Pokemon. Now I scoured the very depths of my PC boxes, across all the PCs in all the 5 regions. Hydreigon? Sizer? No, they won't do. I need the versatile, the strong, the dynamic, the speedy. No, I'm not talking about Psyduck, but Seviper. What I'm trying to say is that Seviper is one of the strongest Venoshockers in the game with the choice specs, and that Yaena and Seviper as an offensive core complement each other well because their weaknesses are covered by each other. Also on my team I've got the Pinnacle defensive core, who both have Toxic Spikes, and Scarf, Victreebel and Life Orb Solrock as backup attackers. On my opponent's side of the field, the big threat's got to be the Sneasel and the Girafarig, just because their coverage hits a lot of my Pokemon for weaknesses. And also there's no Rapid Spinner, so once the Toxic Spikes are up, they're there to stay. So let's jump straight into the battle then. So, first turn here, I just lead with the Panico. As I said before, I just wanted to get those Toxic Spikes up. I've got the Sturdy, so I can definitely live any single hit, so I can get one layer of Toxic Spikes up, which is all I really need. As my opponent leads with the Sneasel, he just goes for that Fake Out, but that does, I think, recoil on the Life Orb there did more than it did to me. And that just shows how good Panico actually is as a defensive Pokemon. It is very bulky, and you get the Pain Split as well, so there is the survivability there, which you don't get with other walls. But it does mean that I have to wait one turn now instead of those Toxic Spikes, so you can just switch out into the Dwebble. And he goes to that Rock Blast, and that doesn't even get me down to half, and that's a super effective hit from a stab Dwebble. Okay, it is a Dwebble, but it's still pretty strong. I can just go for that Gyro Ball after setting up the Toxic Spikes, and Gyro Ball takes it almost out, and I can live another Rock Blast, and the second Gyro Ball will KO it. So Panico's doing his work here. He's knocked out a Pokemon already, and he's got one set of Toxic Spikes up. So that's all he's really there for. And now he brings in the Girafarig. I wanted to see what he does now. Panico's done his job, so I can just leave it in to die. But it turns out he's a physical Girafarig, which is a little bit strange, just a little bit quirky. You don't usually see that. They are usually special, but I guess a physical set makes some sense because it's a really good move pool. And the Sapsiper ability, which ups its attack. But I can just come into Seviper here, I can bluff the Choice Scarf and just go for that Venoshock, and Seviper can hopefully just start wrecking here.
The Black Mamba is one of Africa's most feared serpents.
And you can see there that does a solid 70% damage, but I am not Choice Scarfed, I'm Choice Specs, and I don't want to risk any speed tie shenanigans, although it is unlikely that he's got the speed investment on this Pelipper. It looks like a bulky physical set, so I just switch out to Tentacle, who can just wall Pelippers for days. This has happened before, and knowing that he's not going to want to stay in here, I just make the double switch out into the Solrock, because the only thing on his team that can threaten that Tentacle is the Girafarig, and that's indeed what happens. So this gives me a great opportunity now just to set up a Rock Polish, which means I will outspeed anything on his team as he makes the switch into the Sneasel. I don't really know why. Maybe Sneasel, he thought Sneasel might still outspeed a Solrock, but that's not going to be the case. You should just go out into Meganium here just to save the Sneasel, but it doesn't really matter. I can just get off that Stone Edge and that will just clean take that Sneasel. It's not known for its defences. Anyone who runs a defensive Sneasel shouldn't be playing Pokemon. They should be doing something else, like Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that. So now he comes into the Meganium, and I can just go for that Stone Edge. And you can see here, it doesn't even do half. It does like a solid 3-hit KO by the looks of it, as he goes for the Aromatherapy. I thought that was a little bit strange because Stone Edge has the high crit chance, so it's a bit of a risk. I mean, you're always inviting another Stone Edge hit now, and if it did crit here, then that was his only real check to a Solrock sweep, but unfortunately it doesn't crit, and he can just Giga Drain and get himself back up to 50%. It's these kind of situations where I kind of wish I was packing the Explosion on Solrock. I mean, this is Meganium once again coming back to haunt my PU Pokemon, but it's not too much of a problem, as I do still have Black Mamba, and I can switch into him now, and you know what that means.
For many in Africa, this snake is synonymous with death.
And this is exactly what's going to happen here. Black Mamba's not letting me down. He is probably the most reliable Pokemon I have, as he just takes up Meganium. The Bidoof comes in here. It's not going to be living a 130 base power Venoshock, So Bidoof goes down, and in comes the Pelipper, and then it turns out I do outspeed. I can just go for that Venom Shock and take that down as well. And now finally brings in the Giraffe Rig, which does outspeed me and does take me out, which we said at the time, you know, you should have brought Giraffe Rig in first, but in the end it doesn't really matter because I still had the Victory Bell, which could have just Venom Shocked to the other two as well. But that is all fine because it gives Phantom a chance to come in and do his work, as he goes for Sucker Punch and Fenton doesn't like that. He's the only person who can legitimately use Sucker Punch, so he just crunch kills, and that is another one down to Fenton's crunch. So that will be a good game. So that was a really good game, NinjaMuddkipz. I hope you all enjoyed that. As I said before, he does use a lot of interesting Pokemon and sets, so go and check his channel. He uploads lots of great videos. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.